Imagine holding a single dollar coin in your hand, but instead of being worth just $1, it could pay off your mortgage, buy a luxury car, or even change your retirement plans forever. Yes, we're talking about rare presidential dollar coins, pieces of American history hiding in plain sight. Some of these coins, if found in the right condition or with a rare error, can sell for staggering amounts. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. Tonight, we're counting down the top 5 presidential dollar coins that could be hiding in your pocket change or coin jar right now. You won't believe the values we're about to reveal, and trust me, you'll want to stick around until the very end, because the number 1 coin on this list will absolutely shock you. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button if you love uncovering rare treasures, and let's dive right in. Coin number 5 takes us back over 180 years, to the year 1841. Now, before you say, wait a minute, presidential dollars didn't even exist back then, you'd be right, but this coin is no ordinary issue. What we're looking at is a special piece minted to honor President William Henry Harrison, America's 9th president, who, tragically, served only 31 days in office before his death. That short presidency makes his coins some of the most fascinating and most desirable to collectors. Now, the coin you're seeing here is in rough shape, what collectors would call very bad condition. The details are worn, the shine is gone, and at first glance, you might think it's only worth $1 or $2. But here's the kicker, even in this poor state, because of the rarity and demand behind the Harrison coinage, this piece can still pull in hundreds of dollars at auction. And if this very same coin were found in uncirculated condition, with that golden shine still blazing after all these years, the value rockets into the thousands. But hold on, here's where it gets really exciting. A small batch of these coins left the mint with striking errors. Some were printed slightly off-center, while others showed doubled lettering in God We Trust, or Liberty, and those quirky little mistakes. That's what collectors go absolutely crazy for. One pristine error coin tied to William Henry Harrison sold for an eye-popping $310,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. $310,000 for what most people would pass over as just another dollar coin. Think about that for a moment. A coin from 1841 in your drawer, your attic, or tucked away in an old collection could be worth more than a house today. The thought alone makes you want to take a second look at every coin you've ever held, doesn't it? And here's another fun detail. Harrison's portrait on the coin has been a subject of fascination. Collectors love the strong profile, the sharp nose, the deep-set eyes, almost as if the engraver wanted to capture the drama of his short-lived presidency in every detail. When you combine that dramatic history with the extreme rarity, you get a coin that's less like currency and more like a ticket to a shocking payday. So yes, even in bad condition like the one you're seeing here, this 1841 presidential coin carries value far beyond $1. And in top shape, or with those rare errors, we're talking 6 figures and up. That's why serious collectors chase these down and guard them like treasure. Now, that's just coin number 5. And trust me, the values are only climbing from here. Next up, we're moving to a presidential coin that not only has history on its side, but also hides one of the most shocking mint errors you'll ever hear about. Stick with me, because this list is just getting started. Coming in at number 4, we jump back to one of the most controversial and fiery presidents in American history, Andrew Jackson, who served from 1829 to 1837. Known as Old Hickory, Jackson was a war hero, a man of the people, and a president whose legacy still sparks debate today. And tucked into that era are coins that collectors absolutely obsess over now. The piece you're seeing here is from that exact period, minted during Jackson's presidency, and it's in what we call circulated condition. That means it's been through the hands of everyday Americans, exchanged for bread, tobacco, or maybe even a ticket on a stagecoach. The edges are worn, the details faded, but believe it or not, even this condition makes it valuable. Why? Because coins from the Jackson era are incredibly scarce, and collectors will pay thousands just to own a little slice of this turbulent period in history. But here's where it gets shocking. In uncirculated condition, meaning the coin looks almost brand new, As if it just left the mint, the value explodes. Auction records show pristine Andrew Jackson-era coins from the early 1800s bringing in $20,000 to $40,000. And when you start talking about rare minting mistakes, the story takes a jaw-dropping turn. A handful of Jackson coins have been discovered with dramatic, striking errors. Imagine a double portrait, where Jackson's face appears twice, slightly overlapped, or the lettering around the rim pressed off-center. These aren't flaws to collectors, they're treasures. In fact, one of the rarest known error strikes tied to Jackson's years fetched a mind-bending $425,000 at auction. That's nearly $500,000. For a single $1 coin, it's almost impossible to believe, isn't it? A coin you could mistake for pocket change worth more than a fully restored 1962 Corvette. And the history makes it even sweeter. Andrew Jackson despised the idea of a centralized bank and was famously suspicious of paper money. Ironically, coins from his era, real, hard money, are now among the most prized treasures in American numismatics. Look closely at the coin. The portrait, though softened by years of circulation, still carries that determined, almost defiant expression of Jackson. The detail in the hair, the strong lines of the jaw. These were not just design choices. They were statements, meant to reflect the grit of a man who reshaped the presidency itself. So here's the takeaway: even in circulated condition, like the coin you're seeing here, Jackson-era pieces can command thousands of dollars. And if you stumble across a crisp, flawless specimen, or better yet, one with a rare error, you could be staring at a payday in the six-figure range. That's the thrill of this hobby. History, rarity, and the shock factor all collide in the palm of your hand. And remember, we've only hit number 4 on this list. The next coin? It's not just rare. It carries a story so strange and so valuable that it's left collectors shaking their heads in disbelief. Don't go anywhere, and if you're enjoying this treasure hunt, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this countdown. At number 3, we step into one of the most fascinating father-son legacies in American history. The coin in front of you comes from the years 1825 to 1829, when John Quincy Adams, the 6th President of the United States, held office. Now, think about that for a moment. This is the son of John Adams, one of the founding fathers, carrying on the family tradition at the very heart of American government. That family connection alone makes coins from Adams' era especially prized. The example we're looking at here is in circulated condition. It's been passed through countless hands over nearly 200 years, so the portrait is softened, the lettering worn, and the shine long gone. But don't let that fool you. Even in this state, coins from the Adams presidency are worth far more than face value. Collectors today will pay anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 for a circulated Adams-era coin, simply because so few survive. But here's where things get exciting. When you find one of these coins in uncirculated, mint condition, where the details are razor sharp and the golden glow is untouched by time, the value leaps dramatically. We're talking $50,000, $75,000, even 6 figures for a coin that looks fresh off the press. And the rarest examples, they leave collectors absolutely stunned. In fact, one auction not long ago stunned the numismatic world when an Adams coin, with the dramatic die clash error where the designs on the front and back literally overlapped during striking, sold for an unbelievable $380,000. Yes, nearly $400,000 for a single $1 coin from this period. That kind of payday makes collectors' hearts race and keeps them hunting for the next treasure. And here's what makes Adams-era coins so special: the design itself. The portrait of John Quincy Adams is full of character. His high forehead, sharp features, and stern gaze reflect the intellect of a man who spoke multiple languages, served as a diplomat across Europe, and even returned to Congress after his presidency. When you hold this coin, you're not just holding money, you're holding the legacy of a man who shaped America in its early years. Now, imagine this coin sitting in an old wooden drawer, forgotten for decades, only to be rediscovered and sold for the price of a luxury home. That's the shock factor here. A piece of metal once worth a single dollar transformed into a life-changing fortune. And keep in mind, what you're seeing here is a circulated example. If you stumble across an untouched one, or better yet, one with a dramatic minting error, you could be holding a ticket to $300,000 or more. It's a thrilling reminder that history has a way of sneaking into the most ordinary places, and sometimes the smallest objects carry the biggest surprises. And guess what? We're not done yet. We've still got 2 more coins on this list, and the next one, coin number 2, is a true jaw-dropper. It's tied to one of the most unforgettable presidencies in American history, and its shocking value will leave you absolutely speechless. Before we move on, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss these incredible stories, because trust me, the top 2 coins are where things really get wild. At number 2, we travel all the way back to the dawn of the American Republic. The years 1797 to 1801. This was the presidency of John Adams, the nation's second president, and one of the most influential figures in America's fight for independence. Holding a coin from this period isn't just owning money, it's holding a living piece of the very foundation of our country. The example we're looking at here is in circulated condition. That means it's done its duty in the hands of early Americans, perhaps exchanged in a dusty Boston tavern, or tucked into the pocket of a farmer heading home from market. Its surfaces are worn, its details softened, but its value? That's where things get truly shocking. Even in circulated shape, coins from Adams' presidency are worth staggering amounts. Collectors today will pay anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 for an authentic Adams-era piece in average condition. But here's where the story takes a dramatic twist. In higher grades, when the coin shows crisp details and that beautiful original sheen, the numbers climb sky high. Uncirculated John Adams-era coins have sold for well over $150,000. And when you add in the rarest errors, the kind of mistakes that only slip through the mint once in a generation, the prices absolutely explode. One famous John Adams coin with a spectacular minting error, a misaligned strike that left parts of the design doubled and distorted, brought in a mind-melting $610,000 at auction. Yes, over $600,000 for a coin that was originally worth just $1. That's more than the cost of a lakefront home, all packed into a tiny piece of American history. And it's not just the value, it's the story. Look at the portrait of John Adams. Even worn by circulation, you can still see the strong features of a man who helped draft the Declaration of Independence, who stood shoulder to shoulder with George Washington, and who carried the young nation through its earliest struggles. Each of these coins is more than a collectible, the symbol of resilience, of revolution, of the fragile birth of American democracy. Imagine holding this coin in your palm. 2 centuries of history pressing down on it. How many hands has it passed through? How many lives did it touch before ending up here today? And now, collectors chase these relics with such passion that they'll pay fortunes just for the chance to own one. So, whether it's a circulated piece worth tens of thousands, or a pristine mint error pushing into the 6-figure stratosphere, John Adams-era coins are the stuff of legend. For the lucky few who find one, it's not just money, it's a golden ticket into America's earliest chapter. And here's the best part: if this is what number 2 looks like, just wait until you see number 1. The top spot on our list belongs to a presidential coin so rare, so valuable, that its auction record left even seasoned collectors speechless. Stick with me, because the grand finale is about to deliver the ultimate wow factor. And here we are, at number 1, the crown jewel of our list. The years are 1849 to 1850, and America is under the brief presidency of Zachary Taylor. Known as Old Rough and Ready, Taylor was a tough military hero whose sudden death, just 16 months into office, shocked the nation. That short presidency makes coins from his era incredibly rare, incredibly desirable, and in some cases, worth a fortune that will absolutely blow your mind. Now, the coin we're showing here is in bad condition. The surfaces are worn smooth, the details are faint, and to the untrained eye it might look like it's barely worth anything at all. But this is where history and rarity come together to create real magic. Even in this worn, battered state, A Taylor-era coin can still bring in $5,000 to $10,000 at auction. That's already unbelievable for a coin in bad shape. But let's turn up the heat. In uncirculated condition, flawless, untouched, preserved for more than 170 years, Zachary Taylor coins have crossed the auction block for $150,000, $250,000, even edging toward $300,000. And when you get into the realm of rare minting errors, the numbers get jaw-dropping. Picture this: one of the rarest known Zachary Taylor coins, struck with a dramatic off-center error, shocked collectors when it sold for $720,000. That's right, nearly $750,000 for a $1 coin. Let that sink in. Something that looks ordinary, something that could be sitting unnoticed in a family collection or tucked away in a forgotten box, suddenly becomes a life-changing treasure, and the design itself only adds to the mystique. Taylor's portrait, even when softened by time, carries the rugged strength of a soldier who fought in the Mexican-American War and won. His presidency may have been short, but his impact on the minting world has been enormous. Collectors see him not just as a president, but as a symbol of the fleeting, fragile nature of American history, and that's why his coins are chased with such fierce passion. Now think about it. A coin in bad condition, already worth thousands. A pristine example worth hundreds of thousands. And the rarest errors? Pushing toward $1 million. That's the kind of discovery that can rewrite someone's future in an instant. And that, my friends, is why the Zachary Taylor coin from 1849 to 1850 takes the #1 spot on our list. It's the perfect storm of rarity, history, and shocking collector demand, and it proves that even the most ordinary-looking coin can carry a value that leaves you speechless. So here's the big question: have you checked your coin jar, your old collections, or even those dusty boxes in the attic? Because the next rare treasure might not be hiding in a museum. It might be hiding in your own home. If you've enjoyed this journey through America's rarest presidential dollar coins, make sure you subscribe, because we've got more unbelievable stories and jaw-dropping discoveries coming your way. And remember, the next time you hold a simple dollar coin in your hand, don't just see a dollar, see the possibility of a life-changing fortune.